Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this afternoon, details of heart fraud outlined in court. The details of a more than $17 million fraud at Heart NSTA were outlined in the St. James Parish Court Wednesday as the defense attorney successfully argued for his clients to be granted bail. 28-year-old former participant in a Heart NSTA Trust program, Kevina Atkins, and the former Heart NSTA Trust employee, Simoes Ellis, were before the court in relation to more than $4 million of the missing millions. This matter involves the monies where the Heart NSTA were defrauded of approximately $4,961,500, and this sum is what they are saying Mr. Ellis and Ms. Atkins would be responsible for. Other monies were defrauded from the entity, the clerk of court stated. Allegations are that the fraud was linked to the youth employment in digital and animation industries projects. It is further alleged that between December 2018 and April 2019, anomalies were seen in respect of stipends that were paid to fictitious names in this program, the clerk told the court. She added that Ellis was responsible for preparing the list of participants entitled to stipends and is sending this information to the Heart NSTA head office, where the necessary information would be sent to the bank for payments to be discussed. However, the National Commercial Bank noticed that multiple funds were sent to one particular account. This caused the bank to become suspicious and to make a contact with the personnel at Heart. Checks were made and it was noticed that funds were sent to a certain set of participants in a list prepared by Ellis. The report generated also showed that funds were sent to Atkins' account. Last Friday, Mocha indicated that at about 5 a.m. that day, its teams, backed by members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, swarmed the two properties in search of a number of people suspected to be involved in the fraud under investigation. Ellis was found and held in Portmore, while two other suspects were accosted at their home in Montego Bay. A search of their respective premises turned up a number of evidential items which were subsequently seized. On Wednesday, defense attorney Henry McCurdy successfully argued for his clients to be granted bail, pointing to their roles as parents. "I ask that you use your good judgment in granting bail for the baby's sake. The baby is sick," he told the presiding judge Natisha Fairclough Hilton as he addressed the issue of Atkins' bail. He argued that babies have a special connection with their mothers. It was noted in court that a 4-month-old toddler being referenced is one of her two children. Atkins is charged with receiving stolen property, possession of criminal property, and a conspiracy to defraud. Ellis, who is from Gregory Park, is charged with larceny as a servant, possession of criminal property, and a conspiracy. A third person, said to be a family member of one of those charged, was taken into custody but was not charged. In arguing for Ellis to be granted bail, McCurdy pointed out that he is the father of two who does not have a passport. Following submissions made by the defense with no objections from the Crown, the two accused were granted bail and are to return to court on February 12, 2025 for case management. Outstanding documents including the arresting officer's statement and the two witness statements are expected to be in place by then. Atkins was given bail in the sum of $600,000 with 1 to 3 sureties. She was also ordered to surrender all travel documents and her fingerprint taken. A stop order was placed at all ports of entry. Ellis was offered bail in the sum of $1 million with 1 to 3 sureties. A stop order was placed at all ports of entry, travel documents were surrendered, and the fingerprints were taken. Foreign Affairs Ministry warns Jamaicans to observe immigration laws amid Mexico detention reports. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade is reminding Jamaicans to observe the immigration laws of countries they visit, which it says may change over time. Travelers are also advised to ensure they meet all entry requirements before embarking on trips to avoid complications such as detention or deportation and ensure safe and trouble-free journeys. The warning follows several recent social media reports alleging mistreatment in Mexico when detained upon arrival. In one case, a woman alleged that she was detained for 3 days without food and other necessities and was forced to sign papers officials refused to translate. She further alleged that she was refused the right to speak to a Jamaican consulate. In a statement on Wednesday, Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith said her ministry is actively working to address reports of immigration challenges faced by Jamaicans at the foreign ports of entry. She said the government has been engaging with relevant authorities to resolve these issues and encourages Jamaicans who believe their rights have been infringed to make reports by email to consular@mfaft.gov.jm for investigation. In the meantime, the ministry is reminding all Jamaicans to observe the immigration laws of the countries they visit. In 2023, the ministry advised that a more restrictive approach was being taken by Mexico and other Central American authorities to reduce the misuse of their borders to enter the United States of America illegally. The government therefore strongly urged and continues to encourage Jamaicans to refrain from this practice, which negatively impacts the travel experience for law-abiding Jamaicans at these ports of entry, Johnson-Smith explained. She continued, "While we stand ready to defend and to protect the rights of our citizens overseas, we regret to remind that the government of Jamaica cannot insist that any state allow non-nationals to enter that state. No citizens have a right to enter another country other than their own. We can therefore only work to prevent the contravention of basic rights, particularly in terms of unlawful detention or mistreatment." Johnson-Smith is encouraging Jamaicans to continuously evaluate their travel plans and assess their destinations according to various indicators. Travelers are also encouraged to stay updated on immigration trends in the countries that they wish to visit so that they can make the best travel decisions, the ministry said. Jamaicans encountering difficulties while abroad are encouraged to contact the nearest Jamaican mission, embassy, high commission, consulate general or consulate for assistance. For immediate assistance during emergencies overseas, nationals may also reach the ministry via WhatsApp messages at 1-876-391-8105. Alleged conman operates from police station. A group of disgruntled complainants lined up in the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court on Wednesday, demanding restitution from Rocky May, a security guard who posed as a police officer and defrauded them of money and goods. May's alleged elaborate scheme, which involved using police stations to carry out his scams, left many anticipating their turn to be repaid. For months, he allegedly masqueraded as a police officer and convinced the people to part with their cash or goods under false pretenses. "Sir, you have $150,000? The prosecutor asked on Wednesday in relation to one complainant. Another complainant was paid $65,000, while more complainants seemed to be coming in by the hour. May appeared in court with just $70,000, a sum that barely scratched the surface of the total owed to the victims. The man who was duped out of $65,000 was present with his lawyer, determined to get his money in full. Judge Simone Walker McFarlane, uncertain of how that money could be split, recommended on-the-spot mediation to avoid lengthy delays. While one complainant was paid, the majority left the courtroom disappointed, knowing they would have to wait even longer for restitution. May is set to return to court on December 20 to continue addressing the claims. Guys, thank you for watching. See you this evening at 6 p.m. for another news update.